literally like he filmed his whole life and just streamed it for people to watch. Like it wasn't a product at all. He just did Truman Show. Yeah, kind of like the Truman Show, except he knew he was doing it. And his girlfriend, who like left him after a while because she was sick of it, they like showed this little clip in a documentary where she was like looking for her keys in the house. She couldn't find her keys, and then she just like looks at the camera and she's like, "Guys, where did I leave my keys?" And then she goes to the computer to like check the chat, and they told her where the keys were.
Nice.
I have to admit that there have been points in my life when I have done things like that where I wish, like, I would have been willing to give up the privacy of having a recording for playback. Yeah.
All right, let me really quickly go through the recap. All right, nope, that is the incorrect one. I was about to read the final battle with all totally different one.
How do you keep all your games straight? That would drive me nuts.
It can be difficult sometimes, I will admit, and I don't know how I do it, but yeah, I'm hovering now somewhere between like 7 and 9 games. I need to go back and recount, and I just kind of do it.
At least you haven't always by other people's games. Grandpa started doing. That's good.
Yeah, ask me.
If you call us by the wrong name, I understand. That's fair. You could just make up new names every time for us. You could call us all Princess, and it'll just make your life easier. So.
Yeah, go with Honor Baby. That'll usually get you by.
I did that with one player, and Jen knows, because I kept calling Chase's character Worm Moon because I was someone else Moon in another campaign. Every session, like clockwork, I'd be like, "All right, Moon." I mean, no, Worm. I don't know why. That's so like to date. That's the only time I've ever done that, and it's like just so consistently. So.
Just so you know, Worm is now sharing a body with a mind flaying Lich. Kind of
Yeah.
Fun fact, the last full moon we had in March was a worm.
Ah, yeah, you're right. You're right. I'll have to tell him that. So, for the recap, you had decided to go up to the Glassworks to investigate it to see what was going on, why it was haunted, what the connection was with the cult of Shantico, and basically what what this haunting had to do, if anything, with your new destiny tied to the wishing well fountain, sorry, and future events that were potentially going to tie you to the dangers of the twin volcanoes that are Mount Nimro and Mount Nimrod, so creatively named. So you approach the building. The building was curiously silent, made of black stone. Finzer and Rift want to go in. They're getting impatient. And you hear this kind of corny female voice going, "Save me, save me!" So eventually you realize that someone's trying to goad you to go inside, but that's what you want to do is go inside anyway, so you devise a plan. Let's see. So you make it into the Glassworks. It is nominally empty as you initially enter. You kind of gingerly make your way inside and don't run headlong into any traps so far. You actually manage to catch what appears to be some kind of small-ish demon that basically looks like this weird humanoid insect called a Lasay, off guard as it is asleep. And Winna destroys it in one strike with her mirror shard, which is like a magic dagger that she has. Let's see. Finzer approaches another door and listens. Let's see. There's a store. Yeah, basically you've been doing a pretty thorough search, and I don't want to say that you've been barreling through, but there's been a little bit of caution thrown to the wind in this procedure. As you are basically exploring this area, you hear this kind of low, deep, rumbling voice, but it's speaking in this weird kind of like Twin Peaks backward talk voice. And basically something's coming. And you continue researching, you're like, oh, it went the other way, we're fine. And you continue, like, basically investigating the area until you walk into a room that seems to have been set up for a trap with two of these, like, creatures that give off that, like, low voice, which are actually called Shedim. They're basically like these kind of tall bird, like bipedal bird-like creatures with like nasty talons. There was a pretty significant fight that you won, although it was kind of dicey at points because these things are dangerous and do a lot of damage. And I believe, number one, you made great use of all of the silver that you were given, because otherwise these things would have taken half as much damage as normal. But number two, you won and were able to defeat them. I think you had discovered a handful of treasury type things in your research, and I believe that was where we stopped. We stopped immediately after the fight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Excellent. Let's see. And there's a couple of things to keep in mind that are just kind of general reminders from the last handful of sessions. So Finzer tossed a coin into the fountain that caused smoke to come out, which is evocative of like the volcano in your collective futures. Rift threw a coin and that caused lightning to come out, which is very interesting and unique. The soot and forge spirits have been collecting metal. You don't know why. It's possible that those sprites are coming from the glassworks. And that's pretty much it. So as we kind of go through that collective memory of what happened last time, you are all in this room. Let me see. Yep, everyone should be able to see. You are all in this kind of pentagonal room with a few exits. You're not sure what else there is in this area, but you know that it is fairly dangerous and, could lead to more combats.
Fun fact I learned recently is that Nimrod was a great hunter in biblical literature. And I didn't know this, and then Bugs Bunny called Elmer Fudd Nimrod mockingly, and that's why it's an insult today. So I just learned that, and I was very excited because we are heading for Mount Nimrod. But everyone else here is nodding, so we all know that already.
No.
I didn't know that. That's amazing, though.
Oh, cool.
I remember. I remember Bugs Bunny saying that, but I never made that that's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Mocking Elmer Fudd by calling him a great hunter from the Bible.
Yes, so that's fantastic. But you all feel free to decide where to go next. You can go through this door if you choose. There are two doors here that are not super immediately visible, but that lead to the outside. You're not sure if that's really going to be especially relevant right now. Or you can kind of backtrack and go through some doors maybe that you hadn't gone through prior.
Alright, what I need to know first, team, is what is our objective? What are we trying? Are we trying to kill Shantico, or we just not know what we're doing here?
Well, we're trying to rid the glassworks of the haunted.
Okay, does that mean killing every single monster, or like one of those deals where you kill the boss monster and make the other one cool?
Could be both.
Could be, yeah. We
Man,
also have like what's it called, that enchantment thing in this room up here, like towards the beginning. We probably feel some demon hole or something.
We didn't learn at the time that we probably should have gone to the noises because we got trapped because we were trying to stay away from them. Is that a takeaway?
Yeah, also when we were scouting, I think was our takeaway.
Yep. I also remember there was an inscription in a ring that I found.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about.
The gist of which was like what I took away was I don't think these things like light. I think they're one of those things that thrive in darkness. So like, who's got light? Someone has fire powers, right? I should check my sheet. Yeah.
Which I can blast up to 300 meters.
Dang.
Or feet, 300 feet.
You're a can.
Still less.
That is impressive.
And we have also there was the inscription on the floor, like on the.
Yeah, there was like a
Yeah, it was the room right below the circle room.
Oh yeah, evil text. So we didn't want to mess with that because we were going to follow it.
in fact, you, if I recall correctly, you can correct me if I'm not. I believe you resolved to skip over the room and come back to it because you had attempted to do something to remove the evil influence, and then it didn't work. So you're like, all right, let's come back. Let's figure this out.
We know the coast is probably clear. I mean, who knows what awesome things you might find in a broom closet? I mean, there could be brooms.
We should do like a perception and investigation check to just see what's around us, or like try to hear in the hallway.
We kind of haven't seen
Because there's people walking outside.
half of the castle or the glasswork thing. So like, there's still half of the castle we haven't cleared. Yeah. Ooh, that makes me think of like that Walking Dead clear episode. Where they had to go through all the parts and.
Was it the prison?
No, it was with It's been a long time.
Was that I stopped watching after the Negan incident, and you know,
I think everybody.
It was terrible. Yeah.
yeah, that no spoilers, but that character, that one character was like,
Yeah.
after that, not too many times.
There was one was the one where he re-encountered Morgan. They like kind of
Oh,
beginning, and then Morgan was like crazy in the town with all the things put up, and he would
Yeah.
clear on things when he made sure they were clear.
Morgan is such a great character.
So I'm kind of dumb. Finzer's kind of dumb. I'm kind of dumb. So like, magic. Right? I'm not gonna do anything with this evil thing. So I'm kind of into just like continuing to plod through clearing rooms.
Yeah.
That is true to your character. I would like to scout, and I think we agreed we should scout a little more around. Like, if there's gonna be any scouting done on, I gotta do it.
Yeah, I think those scout plans.
Cool. I would love to start. I could take some sneaky people with me. Like Calgary. Calgary, and maybe Winna.
Yep. We are observant. Although Vertan is like the silence but observant type.
He's not observant, but he's also really big. Like I think we just not very quiet. Not very quiet. Useful in a fight though, but not particularly quiet.
I don't want to get super far behind because my only skill is fighting people, right? So I don't want you all to get into like a fight and I'm all the way on the other side just waiting for you to come back and report back on the scouting.
We promise that if we run into any trouble, we will come running back like a bunch of sissies. Finzer, save us! Look, we promise.
They just go into the room first and we follow right behind them.
I was just gonna say, so I am of the, there's a D&D cliche of like, don't split the party, don't split the party, don't split the party, don't split the party. And I kind of subscribe to that.
Okay. What if it's only one room at a time? Because I like that idea. Like send the scouts into a room. Send the scouts just a little bit ahead.
Wolfpack, go open one of the doors. Let's see what's behind it.
All right. I'm gonna do just that. All right.
Which door will you choose?
Fabulous door number 3. I don't know which one this is, but I'm going in this one.
Where I'm
I'm on the map.
Seeing what you guys are seeing.
We're on the roll 20.
Yeah.
So
I just moved my.
Do you see the map?
Oh, maybe I just need to refresh.
Okay.
All right. I believe I have revealed that area, which is to say here.
Where?
Shoot, why is that not? Sorry, give me one second.
there we go.
Here we go.
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay.
And actually, I need to reveal that little bit right there too. So this is just apparently like just a hallway that connects to different rooms, and there's nothing here of consequence except for apparently some of those bloody Shedim chicken-like footprints that are just kind of like they're just an artifact left from those Shedim that you fought. And you're not sure if that means that there's more of them, but you can definitely tell that of the 2 that you fought, they basically left enough footprints and then came in here to kind of sneak around and lay the trap that they had set for you.
All right, I think it's time to go a little bit further. I want to do a perception check at this door. This door. This is a door to a room that abuts it, but does not have a entrance. So this door right here that my guy's at.
Absolutely.
All right, perception check coming along. Perception. Here we are. Not that great.
Well, we're in a haunted castle, guys.
So am I still with him?
Sure. I'll say so. And also the coast is clear. You are confident that there's nothing in there that will cause you any bodily harm.
All right. Well, I want to open the door to scout for maybe some supplies.
Does that mean the rest of the party should move into this little vestibule here?
That's not a bad idea. It seems safe enough, except for like the weird bloody footprints.
Join us in the foyer, will you?
So you enter this area here, and it appears to be an office, and it looks like it's even kind of like a meeting room. You don't know what its original purpose was. Potentially, it was a place for the the mercantile people in charge of this glass works to speak with potential clients and wholesaler or with people who are like buying glass wholesale and so on. But you notice that there does appear to be like a mummified body sitting in the chair right here.
Okay.
Is it a human body?
Actually, it would appear to be an elven body.
Okay. Can I investigate?
Absolutely.
I'm going to roll for investigation.
All right.
One say. Elf, actually. Oh, appropriately, elf in German.
So you kind of go poking around, I presume, with some modicum of respect for the dead body. You're not just like tossing it around, moving its hands around like you're doing a Whose Line Is It Anyway parody. But you go through and kind of poke around the general area of it, and you notice that one of the drawers in the desk is locked. And seems to have been for quite some time. Like it's been undisturbed by mortal hands for quite some time. And you don't think anyone's like come through here and like open this. So whatever secrets it may contain, it's likely to still contain from decades past. The body itself, you're able to discover, seems to have died. Actually, it seems to have died very suddenly. There's no apparent means of death. It was not like stabbed, bludgeoned, or violently made to die. But I would say if someone wanted to do like a medicine check, they could figure out what killed this person.
I only have a +1 medicine. Does someone have a higher?
I have 2.
I have a +4 medicine.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Finzer, you're able to immediately look at this this corpse and know they died of a heart attack. It's not immediately clear how or why that happened, but this person just died and just slumped back in their chair and was kind of left to mummify over the intervening years.
Do elves have heart attacks? I mean, apparently.
I guess if they don't have a high fish diet, yeah, that's a risk.
It wouldn't seem to be especially common amongst elves. They're not predisposed, but it's not unheard of.
Okay. Huh.
I would think like dwarves, sure, but like elves.
Who's good at lock picking?
Oh, you know who's good at lockpicking?
That'd be Calhiri.
Come on.
Tell Harry, you want to like open up that desk drawers so we can see what's inside there?
Absolutely. Do I have to roll anything to do that, Ish, or do I just do it?
Might just awesome.
I'll say that it is actually a trivial matter for you. This isn't like a safe. It's not. You're not trying to break into like a lockbox at a prestigious bank.
So I
This
can
just
have like a letter
Here's our yeg.
and like pop it.
yeah,
Oh,
you kind of like flip it in the air and then like give it a little kick as it comes down and just it hits the lock just right and then pops open and just the drawer opens on its own.
Exactly.
And within you find a handful of things. Number one, a handful of I should say like a little strong box. It's not locked, but it's a little strong box full of coins that have long since gone out of print. They're for like a kingdom that is no longer in existence. So you think that these coins are just valuable as just kind of like as a historical piece. But there's also a handful of books in there. You think there are manifests and kind of trade information, but also what appears to be a diary.
I'm gonna open up the diary. I'm gonna try and see what language it is.
God, no respect for the dead at all.
We collect a lot of diaries.
I am in a haunted castle here. I want to know if this elf knew anything that can protect me.
Mm-hmm. No, Finzor, that is very wise.
So no, you open it up. It is written in Elven, and is just like it is a diary. So this has been like filled from the front half all the way to the middle half, with just like thoughts and feelings on a daily basis, as one would imagine, with like little doodles and things in the margins. But I don't know if Finzer can read Elven, but if somebody else would like to kind of peruse it, they certainly can.
I can't read Elven.
Oh, you can. Okay. I can also read Elven.
Okay, so I'm
Any.
you.
It's her first language. Let her do it. Let her have it.
Duro can.
Griff will
She
probably
might not
get
he might
better
not get the
information out of
Elvish
it.
context. You know what I mean? There could be some idioms.
Although,
there could be some in jokes.
My elf
do it.
kind is under the sea, so we might be a very like different sort of society. So what do I need to roll?
I am super sorry. I'm gonna have to step away.
Okay.
That's no problem.
Hey,
What would I roll if I wanted to read this diary quickly?
We only want to see at the end, though, right? Because that would probably be like
drums in the deep, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess maybe perception, and so I can flip through the whole thing and.
Yeah, I think it would be perception if he even makes you roll.
Yeah, that's fair. It is in my language. We can all read it. I mean, gather around, guys. I'm still technically glowing for at least another couple minutes, I think. So we can all read it very clearly around me.
Put down all everyone's languages.
I'm gonna grab some water.
You and Winna, Rift and Winna, can both read Elvish.
Oh.
So also, Winna, I don't know if it's useful at all to know how long ago this guy died, but I feel like the coins from a long forgotten kingdom might tell us like something about how long ago it was, and you got the best history.
You can roll that.
So might do a history check just to see if it can. I don't know. I don't know if it will help at all.
Hey, Jen. Happens 87 times a day. I'm muted. Okay, yes. Do you have Ish's PayPal Venmo handle? I do. Can I get it from you? Sure. If you'd rather just send it to him directly, because no. I've asked him to like DM a game for my nephews. So yes.
Because he probably needs another game to DM.
Yeah.
There aren't this many days in the week. How is this going to be possible?
But it is what he loves. So there's that.
He does also work like a full-time job, and he's.
I'm just saying.
I prefaced the request with, I know you're doing this all the time. But no. Honestly, that was the same thing when I asked him. I mean, he loves it. Okay, so it's just at Ismail, and it's IS, there's no H, ISMAEL _ Alvarez, capital I on Ismail, capital A on Alvarez. Okay, thank you. Oh, show. You guys, he did the coolest thing with the end of our campaign last night. So where did he go? What's going on? I think he took a phone call. Oh, so our campaign ended, and it might be the end of that party. We might create a new party. We haven't decided yet. We're going to do like a palate cleansing different game for the next couple weeks. But he had us all do like an epilogue episode where, you know how like at the end of a movie where they do little blurbs on where each character ends up and like what they do. And he let each of our 7 characters, because we play a huge game, let each of us like after the adventure decide who we are and what we're doing and all that stuff. Yeah, it was pretty cool. My character talks to a dragon and went and hooked up with the mayor of the town.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. It was celebratory.
So, I kind of like thinking of us as like more like a heist squad. You know, we got the team together.
Yes.
Kalhiri's the safecracker, the Yeg. You know, Finzor's the muscle.
We have a pretty good balance.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool, by the way. We do a D&D campaign that was basically just heists. Like
you can, I mean, there's really all kinds of things. My cousin does one that's much more like puzzle based. Like they are bureaucrats in a slightly magical town. Like there's a city and like the city is corrupt and it's corrupt for an evil reason and whatever. And they have to like figure out stuff and solve puzzles and do stuff involving like paperwork and like it's like really weird.
Nope.
It's very
nope.
Yeah, not my kind of adventure, but
I think I figured out playing a fucking fantasy game where you're a bureaucrat. Hell
right?
no. I love puzzles, but that is not That's not what I'm talking about.
Well, this cousin of mine literally runs a microbiology lab through MIT in his postdoc world.
Yeah, I kind of see. I can see it if you were like an adventurer in real life. You're like, oh well, nothing to do since I'm, climbing the tallest mountain in Antarctica. I guess it's Tuesday night. I got to turn into my bureaucracy game. Like,
So, side note, Christian, this cousin of mine is actually a huge fan of yours because he came to see iWhips in Vancouver, and there were people that impressed him, and you were one of them.
Oh, that's nice. That's cool. I like him now. I guess.
He's
I'm sure I would like him.
Really brilliant.
Awesome. I mean, you said he was a biologist?
He is a microbiologist at MIT. Yeah.
Wow. These nerd credentials are way better than mine.
Oh, he had a paper published in 7th grade. Like, he's a freak, but a brilliant freak, and I love him. All right. So I was answering household questions for a moment. Humans and households, like I did. I was answering questions in my household. So we were reading the diary and doing a history check on the coins. Yes.
Yeah. So the coins actually do seem to belong to one of the so-called old kingdoms to the north that have since been deposed by. And the short version of this kind of storied history is that there used to be a handful of warring human kingdoms that had at one point come together under some kind of alliance that were then overthrown by, what some might call the inhuman armies that now occupy that area. Now, it depends on who you ask. Whether or not those inhuman armies had always been there and had their own kind of claim to that area, or if they moved in and had removed the humans from their birthright. It's just one of those, you'll get a different answer depending on who you ask kind of things. But that all being said, these coins belong to one of those kingdoms and could fetch quite the price at a collector's market. So I will, just for the sake of brevity, will say that these coins have a worth of 5,000 gold just on their own.
Oh, take them, steal them.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we're stealing the coins, not me, but someone who's got a bigger purse.
Do we want?
I've got an entire void.
We can divvy them up right now.
A what?
We should.
And I've got an entire void that I can go into if we need extra storage.
Oh, that's right. You do. You've got like it's like the I Dream of Genie bottle where you can just kind of like go into this like subspace.
But then we carry the blade around? Is that what happens?
Well, Duratan, like, I don't know if it's a ring or some other bauble on your body.
Yeah, it's a ring.
That you then escape into and then someone else could carry, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yes. So you can use it like that, but I'm not sure if I could abuse that for storing items, like very big items or something.
Absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
I can only go into it like once every long rest, right? It resets every long rest.
Okay. We'll use it for this.
This is a small bunch of coins that are just worth 5,000.
Yeah, it's like a little lockbox, like, yay big.
Okay, but so what? How many of us are there? 6?
We can just give it to the fish too.
Somebody just tie it to Finzor. Finzor won't even notice.
What?
There, wait.
No.
You won't, though.
Just like strap it to Finzor's belt.
Sure.
Well, no. But we can all carry our own coins. That's the point. I'm just saying we should put it in our assets. We should divide it by 6, and each of us should add the gold.
Like, just say that there's a ledger that you all share in that it is kind of set into or what have you. Does that sound right?
Sure. Let's figure this out
I'm just
soon.
saying, don't we? Am I wrong about this ish? Maybe my other group was just more concerned.
Would
about
we
money.
have to
'Cause we're
sell
starting
it?
at the beginning and we have no money?
I mean, it's basically just some dungeon masters are like, well, you have to make sure that you find the right market value, and we're like, I don't care. It's money in your pocket right now, and if you want to just list it somewhere and say we have this much gold, of
So that's
the
so we can
fraction
either
of
say
or
we have like 834 gold pieces, or we can hold it collectively. Like Duratan can hold it collectively for the group.
How about Duratan, you just hold it and we'll divvy up some goods at the end of this, because there's going to be a bunch of stuff. We're going to have all sorts of crazy shit at the end of this. We got a weird ring. I've got a diary now in Elvish that I'm trying to read. Future Russ will be better at that.
What's the value of it?
5,000 gold. Where are you keeping it?
it sounds like
I can just keep it on me, right?
You have a void.
Okay. Well, yeah, I do. I don't even need to use that though, right? Because it's just in a little lockbox.
it's yeah.
Okay.
It's
So
it's like
I'll just keep it on my person. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Now that we've looted a body.
Oh yeah. So I feel like I forgot to really go into the details. Did somebody go through the diary and want to kind of like get more of an idea for it?
Yeah.
So excellent rift, as you did. I forget if you were the one that looked through the diary last time, but just as you collectively did last time, just kind of got some surface notes of what is going on in this diary. But this elf, referring to themselves as male, basically was some kind of a supervisor, a head honcho here at the Glassworks, but was writing this diary to kind of express a handful of things. Number one, how bored they were doing this job. It was like a human would be like, wow, this is prestigious and I'm getting all these accolades and making all this money. But this elf is like, this is nothing. This is empty. Like this Glassworks will be gone in 200 years and I won't even be remembered for it. And so that was just kind of the boredom aspect and just kind of the unfulfilled aspect. But then two apparently was carrying on some kind of a romance with the priestess of the town at the time, whose name I have promptly forgotten.
Is it the priestess who we met?
Or the sister of the priestess who we met.
Of the priestess that you met.
So we've got these two diaries.
Ah, so her name started with, I don't remember exactly what it was, but we have it.
Check hers, and she's like, she's actually just not that into him.
Linnea?
Sort of a.
Linnea's the one who's living currently in the Dragonrite Temple, and then her sister is
Vivali?
Yes, thank you.
So his is just full of like loving prose, and hers is like, lunch was good today. Like, cool. Okay, so
it was just sort of a rebound.
So besides the romance and supervisory position and stuff, is there any nuggets of wisdom that'll help guide us through the?
I would require an insight check if you wanted to like sit there and kind of peruse it intentionally.
Okay, I'm gonna flip through it for looking to see if there's any information on the stuff that's going on.
Sure. Whoa, that is a natural 20. So you flip to a page that seems to be kind of like it almost looks like something wet this page and all the ink is running together. But you soon kind of start looking through and realize that was kind of a misdirection. you realize that holding maybe like some kind of heating element or like maybe a candle or torch close to it will reveal what is actually written there. And it appears that there is some manner of script here for summoning demons. And as let's see, does anyone here read any kind of like infernal script?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and just can read anything. So, it would appear if you allow Duratan to read it, which I imagine you do, or even Calgary. But basically, this gentleman seems to have made some kind of a pact with these demons, basically to improve his fortunes. It was kind of a holdover from the unfortunate dwarf elf wars, where elves had kind of a bad reputation for making pacts with minor demons to be like, I don't like my lot in life. I want something improved. Like, please come and help me, have a better life. And just as you could imagine, these Faustian bargains, almost literally Faustian, were usually some kind of a cause for tragedy. And so he basically just from life, that was this opening into Shantico, who isn't necessarily like a demon or a devil or anything like that, but Shantico apparently used this wedge to enter reality and enter this reality specifically and cause havoc. And so you think that this was the catalyst for all of that.
So this dude is what allowed Chantico into the town in the glassworks.
Yes.
A bored banker who wanted so much more than this provincial life.
Is there anything that says how he did it?
Or how to stop it?
Yeah.
He obviously did not know how to stop it.
I don't think he had an escape plan.
Yeah.
I would allow a religion check if you wanted to kind of go over the precepts of this text to figure out like what does it mean, what was the agreement, and how can the agreement either be fulfilled or severed.
Religion is one I got.
Yeah.
Got the highest in that. So
it's a little unclear, but you believe that sacrifice might need to be made. Basically, these otherworldly beings were summoned here with a promise of, we'll give you X amount of souls. Now, of course, you probably don't want to do that. You don't want to like just feed these people souls. That's not a nice thing to do.
I was going to suggest winner. I wasn't going to suggest winner. I was going to suggest a pig.
That's all funny.
Kid, Jesus Christ. Just seeing if you're paying attention.
You also notice that there is a clause that the person invited was apparently a fairly powerful being that is nominally still in the glassworks. If you can parlay with them or defeat them, that will send everyone back.
Again, there's someone in the glassworks. Someone in the glassworks was. I'm sorry. Could you just say that again? I think I was thinking.
There is a specifically named being that is more powerful than the ones that you have fought. Beat that being or convince them to go away, and then they all do. They're basically the load bearing demon, if you will.
Is that
or a boss fight?
No, it is not.
Or boss debate. We suck at persuasion, so.
To kind of cut a long story short, Shantico is here not because he was summoned, but because he used this kind of crack in reality to come through. He's not like a friend of demons, though he uses them sometimes. But like basically, this was just a wedge into reality that Chantico's like, yep,
Okay,
I'm
the
using that.
summoned demon
Duratan
is still here.
And that summoned demon
Yes.
is not Shantiqua. Okay,
is
so
not
we got
Chantico.
two.
And you said he's named. Do we know his name?
Is it one of us?
No.
Okay.
It does give a name of
I don't think we're supposed to defeat Chantico because that I think is a bigger fish to fry.
That's the
than
bigger
we're
one we
ready.
don't want to do yet.
Mhm.
But what we
We
can
just
do is take out the load-bearing demon. We end the demon possession. This is no longer the doorway for Chantico to come through. So all we have to do is go find boss demon.
Farhasiti. A djinn. Cool.
Uh-oh.
I say we do fiddle contest.
We're fighting a
So-
genie.
to put a fine point. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh,
The
sorry, no, go ahead.
Duratan high religion roll, what does that get us? Is that what got us the name?
I will address that momentarily. I think there's
Okay.
like some spinning plates. Now, was someone else going to say something? Not to like to kind of like clear up any misconceptions. So this happened a long time ago. All of this. This place has been haunted ever since. Shantico used this as a wedge to get in and cause havoc. You don't know where Shantico is now. They're probably at large in this world, causing more havoc somewhere else. But they're not anywhere near here. They haven't really caused any havoc. But what the consequence that you're very much dealing with is the demons that were brought in here, that just are still inhabiting this area, that are still kind of bringing misfortune to the area, and probably in danger of awakening whatever is under this glassworks, which you still that's almost a third rail, if you will. But if you can defeat this djinn, if you can send these demons packing, you think that at least that bit of it will be cleared up, and you'll be able to address the rest.
Well, and that's pretty much what Mildred asked us to do, right? Was to rid the glassworks of the haunting to return it to the town. And in order to
Yes.
do that, we have to exorcise the demons.
Yes. What I will say for Duratan's clutch religion roll is that you know that this demon can also be defeated through a riddle contest.
Ding, 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 ding.
Nice.
What thing would you roll to do a riddle contest?
An intelligence check, although if you wanted to just stump me with a riddle, and I would accept that as well.
What's in my
Yeah.
So do we need to summon the demon to parlay with him?
So you think the demon is very real and very physical somewhere in this glassworks.
Oh,
You just
let's
have yet to.
find him?
Come on, Finzor, let's find a demon.
Let's bust some doors.
And everyone remember, if something is super, super close to death, we need Winna to get in there and stab it and load up her knife.
Yep.
Nope.
So which door are we going through?
I'm going to scout ahead to this door on the map
Ooh.
and do a little checky check on that one. Is that a perception check?
Yes, that would be a perception check.
All right.
Yeah, so you do not notice anything immediately dangerous from your perception check. I will say, usually I say this very sarcastically, but you actually don't think that there's anything dangerous in there.
Okay. Is the door open?
Yes, it is. It is not locked.
All right. Let's go in together. Me and Duratan. Let's say. Gonna go in. Boop. Let's go. All right.
You enter this room, and you actually notice that there appear to be some There's some signs that someone's been through here relatively recently, and everything has been kind of turned upside down. It's another kind of storeroom type area, but everything is disheveled. And you notice that there are handprints here and there that have left like scorch marks. So, like on the wall, there's like a handprint that's just kind of like left soot and burn marks, and maybe like some object that's been picked up and placed somewhere else. And these handprints are like as big as most of your torsos.
Like my whole body.
Yes.
That's not good. A Finzer, you have some mad tracking skills. Should we track this thing down, or should we completely avoid it?
Well,
If you
now
wish
we
to
want
make-
to find the demon, so I mean, scorchy handprints sounds like something to pursue.
If you wish to make a survival check, any of you can effectively use that to get closer to this demon wherever it may be.
Go Finzor.
Yeah.
Excellent. Finzer, so this door right here, and I'm going to do my best to kind of point it out, right here would appear to be where the demon has gone. You notice that it's faint because the door is made of brass, but you can tell that there are these kind of like fingerprints like melted into it. If you could imagine like leaving your fingerprint on like a wax candle that's just a little too warm, it's kind of like that, but like metal.
Boy, I hope he has some good riddles. I don't think we're going to defeat this thing the normal way.
Are you going to open that door?
Are we ready, guys?
Yeah.
Do we want to do?
Oh, wait.
Do we want to do our 1 hour rest now, real quick, and get HP back up for Kalhiri and Finzor? It'll only take an hour, and any of us who has like a medicine something could patch some wounds. I can patch wounds. I've got +4 medicine, so we can get your HP back up real quick.
Okay.
Well,
or can we? Or we don't have to.
No, we can. We can just roll to get our HP up during a short rest, but like, I'm only down 2 points.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I guess if we're gonna fight a demon, I should have all my points.
Is there anybody who's seriously hurt?
No. No.
You need to recharge your magic?
Pretty well.
I don't think I can do that in an hour. But I still have all my guiding bolts, and I guess Chalice is worn off. I probably can't pop that guy out again. So I'm kind of out of healing spells.
Okay.
But
I've got like a potion in the sack, so if we need it. I mean, if there's not much to heal up.
Yeah, then let's go.
Let's head downstairs or whatever.
Worst comes to worst, you're on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So you kind of see where that like the one and the arrow is pointing like down some stairs.
Mm-hmm.
So because it doesn't really work to do like this weird multi-leveled approach, the map actually goes to the top right, and I will reveal that momentarily. But if you look kind of towards the top right of the map, you'll see that I've revealed this. Like this is the kind of basement area. You can start placing yourselves there. You won't all fit, so you go ahead and put yourselves like kind of on the edges where there's like wall or whatever if you want to. That'll just represent as you're moving down the stairway.
Oops.
And you do a pretty good job of kind of like looking around corners and areas to kind of figure out that you're in this downstairs area with more hallways and such. And you see Here, well, those of you who have dark vision here see heavy footprints that are those same kind of scorch marks, but they're so recent that you see like little embers burning in each of them, and they seem to be pointing in this direction. And was someone trying to get my attention? Okay.
So we're down the stairs. We can go, and the footprints go down this hallway.
Mm-hmm.
And Ish, off to our left here, is this like a cave-in?
No, it's funny enough. There seems to be like charcoal down here, and it's fresh, relatively speaking. But it's not blocking the way. It might make it harder to move through that area. That's what is called difficult terrain, and it just takes twice as much movement to go through. But like, it's not an impediment. You just like gingerly step around it.
Okay.
Hmm.
Is it that forged pumice stuff, or is it coal?
It appears to be coal.
And does
Personally, I vote we don't chase the Balrog. I'm just not getting a good feeling about this.
Weren't we supposed to not like go too deep or something?
Yeah.
That is a good point. You were warned not to go too deep.
Was the basement too deep?
It is difficult to say, but whatever you've kind of gained some insight in that you want to chase down whatever this thing is, and it's here. But it's difficult to say if this is the thing that you were warned against.
Mm.
Okay. Do we want to lure it back to us?
This doesn't feel like too deep, I guess. So off we go.
But if we hit any sub basements, then we turn around.
Yeah, I mean portals to hell. Let's avoid.
Yes.
Good idea.
Does anybody have a riddle ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Gnomes love riddles.
Bitches love smiley faces. Sorry.
Let's see. I apologize. I'm just trying to get things ready here. All right, so you are moving in that direction, and you it's not difficult to look down this hallway, and it seems kind of almost anticlimactic as you turn that corner, and you just see kind of like random junk and supplies and such. It would appear that this is like an unfinished basement type area. You think they were either going to expand the glassworks itself or just make more space for storage and so on. So like on the face of it, it looks like it's just very, this is just a dug out basement kind of area. Nothing super special about it. You do still see the footprints, and they are leading southwards in this kind of diversion from that hallway. And the footprints stop here at the door.
I'm gonna creep up on the door and put my ear to it and do a perception check.
Go ahead.
Okay. God, I hope it's not a dog in there. All right. Oh.
That's good.
You do hear what appears to be this demonic entity with a voice a lot more reverberant and deep than even the Shedim that you had been fighting earlier. And it just is this kind of loud, booming voice. And it seems to be reciting something, whether it's some kind of a chant or ritual. You're not sure.
Can we do a religion check and figure out?
I would allow.
So who's our
or is this an infernal language that you can understand, Kahiri?
It could be.
It does appear to be. It does seem to be some kind of like a singy-songy thing that isn't like necessarily have an innate meaning. It's not like someone saying, I am praying to the dark gods and they're going to come and deliver me from. It's more like just kind of these ululations that could have more of a religious intonation. So I need a religion check.
Okay.
Oh, that's me. Well, it could be me, but I've got the best one. So, all right.
Oh.
Ooh. Yikes. Listen, totally stumped. Thank you.
So, Wolfpack, you think he's trying to summon more demons? That's just what you think.
Okay.
Kalhiri, you actually believe that he is, whatever this being is actually trying to seek some manner of deliverance. I'll say that you kind of get the idea. They've been here like dozens of years and are just here doing nothing. Literally, like they're causing havoc and mischief, but they're stuck. And so you think that he is like making a plea to whatever greater power he can to get him the hell out of here. He doesn't want to be here.
So it's a plea to return to hell, or
Yes.
to wherever. Is this when we keep referring to them as infernal and as demons and everything? Is this the Judeo-Christian in our world concept of hell?
There are some elements of it that are like that, but it is its kind of own idiosyncratic thing.
Okay.
There is Hades, which holds demons, and it is this weird mirror world of this world. So, like, where a continent would sit in this world, it sits in that world as well. But like things are flip flopped, and everything is like everything good is bad, and so on and so forth. And then there is a place called Dival, which holds the devils, and that's its own like infinite realm of like magical forests of grim wastes and so on and so forth. I could go into that kind of dichotomy all day, but you seem to be working primarily with demons. The fortunate thing is that you
pleading to return to Hades.
Correct.
Okay.
So somewhere between the elf and the dead elf and the demons, I'm getting the sense that every place we have been so far in this glass factory has been an administrative office wing, and everybody is just really bored with work.
Good way to put it.
Like everyone's like, "Oh my god, this glass factory is going to be the death of me. I have an MFA. What am I doing here?" Like, I'm just here because I got in with my dad, and that's. I mean, like, Jesus Christ, let's get the guy out of here.
It was just supposed to be a summer internship.
Exactly.
Would an MFA for a demon be like Masters in Flagellation Arts?
Yes.
I love that.
So, I don't know if you're just kind of going to confidently stride into this room or how you would like to approach this.
Well, if he wants to get out of here and we want him to leave.
Well, who's he talking to also?
Well, his higher power, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
so do we want to knock?
You could. As far as what higher power that is, an 18, the high as that may be, is not enough to know that intimate information. Although you could ask him if you wanted to.
I mean, so it doesn't seem that we are at cross purposes at this point.
Not entirely.
Like if Kalhiri's like, okay, so you guys, he wants to leave. So let's help him leave.
First of all, I want to know, is he on the phone or is he literally talking through the portal to his bosses?
So,
and if
yeah,
go ahead.
Because if the portal is in this room and he's like, boss, I'm putting in for vacation. Like, I don't really want to have to deal with the demon's boss. Because this demon could clearly kick our ass. This demon is made of fire or something. We don't have it. We nearly got taken out by the Chicken Brothers. Helpful.
And I'm very moist.
You're always moist. Like a good cake.
you would make the logical leap very easily that this creature's been trapped here for longer than some of you have been alive. And he's probably done this before. And for whatever reason, whatever has him trapped here makes it so he can't adequately communicate with his boss. Because if he could, then it would have happened much longer ago than that. Do you think that this is kind of a futile effort? Like he's just kind of like, well, let's see what we can do today, and let's see if somebody listens and delivers me from my hell of boredom. You don't think that there's like a hell portal there that like the boss is like, yeah, all right, come on through. I almost forgot about you there, buddy, but it's time for your vacation. Let's get to Hades, Guanajuato.
So we know this from his praying that his heart isn't really in it. He's just going through the motions. He's like,
Yes.
well, let's try not today. Like writing to the governor for a stay of execution or something.
Yeah. That's a really good way.
I vote we march on in and be like, hey, bud, we want to help.
You want to knock on the door?
I'm gonna.
I say we just walk right in instead of knocking.
Yeah, I think Duradan. Duradan, can you speak or just read all languages? Because we want to make sure this guy can
Just read.
Who can speak?
I speak in Infernal.
Yeah, so maybe we lead with you if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Well, so I have turned around and told all of you, so he is trying to return to Hades, but it sounds like it's a futile effort. But I believe that we are not at cross purposes, so let's talk to him and see if we can help. That'll accomplish what all of us want.
And
Are we agreed?
while we're agreeing,
I'm gonna.
do we want to agree to take 5 minutes to go let me grab another glass of wine?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Because where did Finzer go?
I don't know. But where's Sam?
I'm here.
Sam's here.
Oh, okay. Can't see it, bud.
I don't know how to control that for you. I apologize.
You can see yourself. Your video is on to you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
And everyone else?
Is it not on for anyone else?
It's not on. You have a blank screen. You were frozen for a long time.
Oh.
And now it's blank.
Weird. Okay.
All right, but 5 minutes. I'm going to put on the
5
5
minutes.
minute break thing. And as for me, I am also going to grab something. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I remembered that one of my colleagues bought me Cheetos today.
Ah, very nice. I'm very upset because apparently I'm not allowed to give my kids candy.
Really? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. It
does
sucks.
make sense?
You can't give them, yeah.
So it's my seminar kids, though, who I've had for 3 years. Like I'm basically like their homeroom teacher for a half an hour in the mornings. So I just casually spill Jolly Ranchers on the desk. And if they happen to pick them up, then that just happens. But I didn't give them candy because,
This candy is made with child slave labor anyway, so maybe
Jolly Ranchers?
cane sugar has some problematic supply line issues.
Okay.
So maybe it's for the best. I'm just trying to put a positive spin on things, you see.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. That was probably not.
No, that's okay. I want to be aware. That's all right.
But thank you for casually ruining Christmas, Halloween, Easter.
Oh my God. There's good candy out there. So like Tony's Chocolate Tony is like no slave involved in the supply chain, and you can buy little individually wrapped pieces and hand them out. They're just more expensive, but chocolate without slave labor is worth the extra money.
And tastier, no doubt. What is the name of that?
There's actually a whole list I can share with you guys about Tony's Chocolate Tony is the easiest, like Chocolate Tony. I don't know why. I will find it up and put it in our chat.
Chocolate Tony sounds like
lonely.
That
sounds terrible.
It sounds like the mafioso that everyone just makes fun of.
I mean, I was like, it's Tony's Chocolonely, which sounds awful, like Chocolonely, but it's got a funny little wrapper anyway. And they also do like cause-based like purchases, so you can extra money will go to fight poverty or stuff like that, various forms of inequality. Tony's Chocolonely. No, not that website. That's a bad website. There we go.
Chocolate Tony just sounds like he'd be a mob informant.
That's what we were saying, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This one, it's Chocolonely. It just sounds like you're trying to put a fun spin on a midlife crisis breakdown. So
yeah,
it's Chocolonely hour. I'm just gonna eat my feelings.
I'm so chocolonely because of my chocoholism.
Right. Or anyway, it's the sober person's wine o'clock chocolonely. Anyway, but there's a link in the chat there. And don't worry, any time there's any fun or joy to be had, I'm here to kick it in the testicles. I got you.
No, but I want to know stuff like that.
I know you do. I know you do. But anyway, there's a huge
the whole reason I bought the Jolly Ranchers was because one of the kids is vegan, and Jolly Ranchers are vegan, so I wanted to make sure that it was.
And of course, you can't make anything yourself if you were to buy ingredients because there's all sorts of rules against that. So it has to be prepackaged, and then that's an issue because it's all covered in plastic. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe just give your kids cash.
Oops! I spilled my tip jar out on the.
Right?
Just quarters rolling on the floor. Like a rich man's piñata.
Have you, by chance, or has anyone here watched The Good Place?
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, I don't want to, has everyone here finished The Good Place?
Yep.
Okay. Because, there's a really good part, I won't spoil it, but there's a really good part that kind of goes into, how it's really hard to be good when society is so complicated and we're just kind of stuck in a web of I want to do something nice, but then you buy from someone who's using slave labor and so on. It just everything you do is kind of caught up in this melange of moral implications. And again, I won't go into the whole thing. Finish that. If you haven't finished it, finish it. It's amazing. I love that show.
So and say if you want to get chocolate that is not slave labor produced, also don't buy Willy Wonka. That's definitely exploitative of Oompa Loompas.
I was very, 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 very afraid of Oompa Loompas when I was a child. But I really do think, and not to be too pop psychology about it, I think it's because I was a little fat girl and they rolled away the blueberry girl. Like, I think that scared the fuck out of me.
That makes sense. Also, Willy Wonka candy is owned by Nestle, so yeah, it's actually super exploitative.
It is actually, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know what? No one's mentioned what are the Jolly Ranchers ranching. You know, like it might not be vegan after all. I mean, the candy might be vegan, but
so
they
I
might
don't
be
know
ranching.
if I'm invoking a spirit that I shouldn't or whatever, but I actually showed my kids. I actually talked about how hard it is to live by what you actually believe, and my poem a day this morning was Jared Paul's ABC for Radicals.
I don't remember it.
It's just Jared going through like a whole bunch of shit that he believed in and doing it with finger spelling ABCs and, you know, about why this is exploitive and why this is important and why this is whatever and whatever. And the kids loved it. But
Right, so we're gonna go talk to demons?
Yes, nominally.
Too bad we don't have a bard.
True. Or anyone with any real persuasion powers. So you're gonna have to wing it. It's just up to us, you know, the people with the brains behind these characters to come up with the right thing to say.
Well,
Hope
we
get
are
lucky.
clever.
We are clever. All right, so knock on that door. It's up to you, Kyrie. Oh shit.
Okay.
I was just about to say, I presume you walk in, but the idea is you knock on the door and you hear this low rumbling voice, and it just says, "Proceed."
So we do. Hello.
Is it you who have braved the furnaces to destroy my men, to test our ability to come here and see to my demise?
We do not actually seek your demise, we seek your exit. And it would seem that you seek the same.
Then tell me, why are you here? You are not likely to have come simply to send me back, to do me this favor, to pay me this kindness.
The intention is to reclaim the glassworks, and it would appear that sending you back to where you'd like to be would allow us to do that. So again, I say that we originally believed we would be at cross purposes, but we are not. So how can we help you go back to where you'd like to be?
When you came in, it's hard to tell because this is like a big hulking hell beast, but he was tensed up and ready for a fight as soon as you opened the door. But as you said all of that, he relaxed. And by the way, he is speaking common, although it's heavily accented. But he is speaking so that everyone can understand. But he relaxes and continues. Then let us speak of this means. It would seem that not all of mortality is as terrible as I first thought. And he says mortality as someone might say humanity, like he is referring you to you as mortals.
Do you know how we could help you?
There are three ways. You can either use magic to return me, you can fight and defeat me, or you can pose to me a riddle. And if I cannot solve it, then I will not be able to stay.
Will that allow you to return where you want to go.
Yes.
Okay. I think at this point we don't want to fight you.
That is curiously. He just says that is curiously magnanimous. I'm pleased.
Well, again, I say that we should all. I don't believe that we are at cross purposes. We want the same thing.
I'm going to, I won't do this often, but I'm going to ask for an unsolicited insight check.
From everyone?
Whoever wants to.
Mm.
Like you could all just say no to me, and I'd be like, okay, and then I wouldn't. Rift, you have a feeling that he is relieved that he doesn't want to fight you, not because he didn't want to fight necessarily, but because he's worried that he'll win.
Oh,
And if he wins, he has no way of getting back.
Yeah,
And
let's.
Along with that, you also know that he wouldn't go without a fight. Like, you know, a different being would be like, all right, kill me, and then I could go let anyone do that.
I'd like to walk in to the room. So I'm going to move into this and then just walk straight the fuck in there.
Go ahead.
And address him and say, great beast, may I have the pleasure of knowing your name?
And it's a good thing I wrote his name down because I am terrible at remembering.
I also forgot it.
Farhasidi.
Farhasidi, you've been very kind to us and asked us to stump you with a riddle. I want to give you a riddle that my father passed down to me and his father to him from our home in the Starwood. And I believe that you would not be able to get it, but if you can, then I am prepared to face the consequences. Here's the riddle.
Me.
I show you the sun. I show you the moon. I show you the wind. And then I start all over again.
What's the order? Moon, sun, wind?
I show you the sun. I show you the moon. I show you the wind. And then I start all over again.
The sun, the moon, the wind.
So now, is he gonna try hard?
Yeah, he's gonna give it his best. He says expectingly, "Is it a weather vane?"
It is not. Do you require more guesses?
I suppose I should be allowed 3.
Mm-hmm.
That seems fair.
You think this is the first time in a long time that his first guess wasn't right, so he's kind of like, well, I guess I have 2 more. Is it a day?
It is not a day. Would you like me to repeat it one more time?
Of course.
All right. I show you the moon. Oh, excuse me. I show you the sun. I show you the moon. I show you the wind. And then I start all over again.
Is it the sky?
It is not.
So tell me.
The answer would be clear if you were to come to my hometown and find yourself a meadow out to the east and watch that meadow for a very long time throughout the summer. The answer is a dandelion.
Hmm.
Huh.
I am
That's
pleased
good.
with this riddle. It was a good one, and I shall carry it with me.
Yeah.
But now it is time for me to go. Have you any questions for me before I do?
Will you take all the other infernal beings with you when you leave, or do we have to dispose of them ourselves? Dispose of them.
They will come with me. You did them a service when you defeated them. Those who you have are already back. But I shall take the remainder with me, as was part of the agreement.
And one last question. Is there anything you can tell us, given your vast immortal and infernal knowledge? Are there any whisperings you've heard under the earth about a plot in the volcanoes?
Yes. In fact, it is curious that you would ask. I was almost desperate enough to open this door. He actually, it's curious, he shrinks himself down to be approximately like 6 feet-ish tall.
Yep.
And kind of moves past all of you respectfully. He doesn't like push past or anything. And he takes you here and he points to this door and he says, "This door will lead to something more powerful than I, more powerful than the being that I call my God. You would bring a cataclysm that would scare even the demons themselves if you go past this door without understanding what is behind it."
Okay. Are you going to tell us what's behind it, or should we just lock this thing?
It is a passageway to the old ones, or one of them, I presume.
Is there a key to this door?
One must simply complete a ritual to open it, but I will not tell you how to do so.
Who could tell me how to complete the ritual?
I believe if you peruse the holy or unholy texts of a being known as Shantiko, they have discerned the way to open this door. And should it ever be opened in a manner that Shantiko wishes, the doom shall come swift.
Should we not? I mean, should we open it?
I vote no.
No, that's probably the bad thing. We don't want to.
I mean, I'm asking the demon, like,
Oh,
are you telling us, like, don't ever open it, or are you telling us find out how to open it?
For Hasidi, just basically goes back to what he said earlier. Do not open it without understanding what is behind it.
See,
There is a storied destiny that would have this door open and have the danger behind it nullified. I wonder if you are the ones who will do so. I know how to open this door, but I will not tell you as my gift to you.
does it have anything to do with the evil text we found in the lower or the upper, one of the upper rooms?
You're talking about the one that for the Elven Man. I'm saying that out of character.
No. Before that, from
The one
2 weeks ago.
Actually, I will say that it does have something to do with that.
Okay.
Well, shall we bid you farewell?
I shall be on my way. I believe that I have fulfilled my duty to you for being as kind as one can be to a demon. Perhaps I shall see you again and further repay the kindness. And he starts vanishing. Like he starts kind of like Thanos snap, kind of turning to dust kind of thing, but in a good way for him. And at least this portion of the glassworks is free of evil influence. You think that what basically could have happened is that if he was left to his devices, he would have opened that door eventually. He would have just gone mad and decided to open it. And either just hope that it would deliver him some salvation, or he just didn't care anymore and just like whatever. If I have to stop existing, then so does everything else.
It's the Molotov cocktail, different problem solution to eternal damage.
Yes.
Nora, your cat is magnificent.
Isn't he though? He's such a handsome little man. He he's really cute. When he wants me to wake up, he'll do these little chin bites. You know, so I just get these smelly little fish breath. Tiny little pointed fang gnawing on my chin every morning.
He's like, "Oh, sorry, I was trying to eat you, but you're awake now, so could you feed me?"
Yeah, I think he thinks I'm dead and is like, "Well, I'm gonna do what I have to do."
My brother had a cat who would gnaw on my scalp while I was sleeping. I'm not in a like bite in way, but just kind of like a.
Yeah, it's clearly affectionate until I don't wake up quickly enough, and then it's really painful.
Yeah.
All right, so what did we learn? I think all of the demons just disappeared. We did it without having to kill anything.
We killed something.
We killed a couple things, but that was also a mercy. And all for the price of one low riddle.
Hey, that was a good riddle, Wolfpack. Like we should.
Thanks, Nora got it. Anyway, and we also know that for some reason in this glass factory there is a door to the underworld, and we are not to open it. Underworld might be a bit
unless
of a
we understand what it is.
Unless we understand what it is.
And it also may be connected to our tie to the volcanoes, which may be connected to our relationship with the giant and the forge sprites and the soot thingies and the whatever.
Yep. And that Shantico, the texts of Shantico, which, have we seen these, by the way? Are these one of the many, many texts? I have trouble keeping track of all the diaries and the books and whatnot. But
I don't think you've come upon one yet. I don't think you've come upon one of the unholy books of Shantico.
Book of Shantico.
We heard people like singing from them or something, I think.
What those the dragon texts?
No, you're right. They were singing from the dragon text.
Yeah, they're anti-Shantico.
Sorry. I believe the phrase was, "As far as we knew, or many demons have left this glasswork." So I think we should comb through the rest of it. We don't have to do necessarily as much. Like maybe we should just go check it out.
Do a sweep.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure they actually left.
Yeah.
Seems like a really weird thing to do in your glass factory is like build a door to the old gods. Like, all we've seen is offices so far. We haven't even seen any glass.
Well, there was the one.
Not even the doors have glass in them.
There was the one glass showroom. It had like bottles and windows and stuff, but that was it.
So, what you think happened here, and maybe I should have elaborated on this. They like in the days leading up to all this craziness, they dug this basement out to finish it. Like they were like, oh, we're gonna make this into this big basement thing, and they found the door. The door was there from before the glassworks, and was this kind of like, portal into something terrible. And it wouldn't be a very difficult leap of logic to think that might have been like the presence of this door might have led to all of this unfortunate situation. Like it probably influenced this man to do the thing that he did. It probably attracted the presence of Shantico. This door is the catalyst for a lot of the misfortune that has happened recently. And is very likely, like just by itself, the fact that it exists here is this kind of agent of chaos. It has been kind of leading people to it, trying to get them to open it in its own way.
Well, yeah. I hope they put a fire extinguisher in near it or something.
Yeah, maybe we should barricade the door on the way out.
I am all for that. We need to put this. What do you mark a door when you want no one to go in?
No, but do we have any
Like
silver left that we can like ward it with?
Not a bad idea.
Is that a thing?
You have silver, and there's a forge upstairs, so you could melt it down.
Well, aren't we? We're supposed to return the silver, though.
Yeah.
We are supposed to return the silver.
Maybe we could just tell the dragon priestess that there is this portal, and it would be in everybody's best interest if maybe her order set up a guard and wards and stuff, and kind of, it seems like that would be in their revoir.
Or we could just write orc bathroom on the door. Like no one wants to go to the orc bathroom if you're not an orc. And probably not any orcs working there. So like, oh god, it would be so stinky. Don't go in the orc bathroom.
So, Winna, Finzer, Duratan, do you have any ideas about what we should do?
I think we should get out of the basement and not mess with the door just yet, but probably come back later. And barricade the door in some way just so other people don't get in and other things can't get out. And then check out the rest of the glassworks.
I like Riff's idea of passing it on to the priestess and having her take care of it for us.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Well,
Given some info in there.
should we be trusting this priestess? Sorry, but like, wasn't her sister in with the guy who let all the demons in the first place?
Yeah, but she also gave us the sister's diary. She also gave us the candelabra. Like, she's acted in good faith with us thus far.
Okay, fair.
So why don't we take Duratan's idea and then Riff's? Like, why don't we barricade the door, get the fuck out of here, do a demon sweep, and go see the priestess?
Go ahead and give me just a general investigation check. I'm just going to reveal the whole map because you can go all around.
Nice, Rift.
Yeah.
I've been lucky today.
So what's in that little thing off of where Wolfcock is?
That's where the door leads to.
Yes. So that's just to give you an idea. It's like, you know, it's not super crazy, but like if you were to open that door, which you won't, but if you were, you'd see this weird, like, you know, pathway to some abyssal place.
Highway to hell.
Whole way to hell.
Yes.
I want to like crouch into a little ball like Sonic and roll down it.
There's some loop-de-loops there.
Mm-hmm. Some coins, you know.
So on our way,
rings, I guess.
On our way out, not only should we just do a demon sweep, we should do a treasure sweep. I mean, those paintings, Kalahari, that you identified last time as being valuable. We already got these coins. That was just in a drawer. There's this whole like forge system here. There's got to be tons of stuff. And I bet all of us could use with a new kit for armor, etc. So.
And Finzer, you're standing next to a door with a bunch of boxes in it, so I would love to know what's in those.
Yeah, Ish, do you need us to like go to each room and like roll a thing for each room, or can we do like a general? Yeah, let's search the whole place.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, you don't have to go like room by room because that'd be silly. What you do find are two things of value. One, a sword made of glass that seems to be magical. And another is a stained glass armor.
That sounds awesome. What size? Gnome size?
I will say that
also,
it resizes to its wearer.
And why would anyone wear armor made out of glass?
Because it's magic.
That sounds like the worst. Sounds like the worst possible thing to make armor out of. But is it? I mean, is it magical durable glass then?
It is magical durable glass.
Oh, that sounds fucking awesome.
Is it beautiful? Is it beautiful?
Yes.
Would Chantico hate it?
Oh goodness, yes. It changes its pattern depending on the person that wears it, and it can even further change depending on their mood.
Cool.
It's like a mood ring stained glass armor.
That would offend Chantico. Kalahari, you're a genius.
So I'm assuming that we've all like just tried this on. We just like passed it around the room, all trying it on because we think it's the coolest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
I won't use the sword, but what's up with the glass sword? I assume also enchanted, etc. But what can we divine any properties from the armor or the sword?
Does anyone have the what is it? I'm sorry, I'm blanking.
I've got like 20.
Does anyone have the identify spell?
Identify.
Nope.
I don't think so.
Who has spells? Only the.
Well, you have spells. No, you have spells.
Do.
A bunch of spells. Duratan has detect good and evil.
Sorry.
I only have a cantrip. I don't really have spells.
I've got druid craft. I don't know what that does. Animal friendship won't help me.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check if you don't have the identify spell, which I don't think you do actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am not rolling good tonight.
Me neither.
What up, Arcana? Let's give this a shot.
Oof. Yay.
So I just huck the sword out the window is what I do. That's.
You think if you stab yourself with it, it'll heal you?
So none of us really can identify this
All
thing
pretty
at all.
mediocre.
Yeah, you think that it's going to take some time. You can attune yourself to the item and find out that way.
Well, let's decide who gets it. I'm going to bow out because I think that the shiny glass ruins my whole camouflage thing. So, have at.
For a sword, I would definitely say Duratan, Finzor, or Kalhiri.
It is a long sword for whatever that helps decision.
So so either Duratan or Finzor are large enough to wield it comfortably.
Finzer, you want a sword?
You don't want a Duratan? I like my Warhammer. I like smashing.
Well, we have to give it back though.
Well, I have a Warhammer and then I have a.
Oh, you have your own.
Yeah.
Why do we have to give it back?
Well, we have to give the silver.
Oh, the silver. Yeah, your stake knife
weapons back.
Yeah, man. You should. Yeah, go ahead and take the sword, man. All right.
Okay.
When you want it? No. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It goes to Duratan. We've decided.
Okay, so Duratan takes the sword, and then how about the armor?
Oh, I thought they were both going.
Is it ish, and does that matter?
It is not heavy at all. In fact, it is considered light armor. I'm trying to think. It basically gives you a +4 on your armor. Shoot. Well, yeah, it's basically considered light armor, but it's more protective than any light armor that you could ever wear.
I mean, Kalhiri would not be against wearing the armor, but does anyone else want it?
I don't think it's Griff's style.
It would be difficult to sneak it, if that makes any difference.
What I was going to point out is like it's kind of going to ruin your stealth.
Okay, then someone else should have it. How about Winna? Because Winna is super smart and crafty, but does appear to be vulnerable in some ways.
Mm-hmm. Who needs it the most?
It would be cool to make her less vulnerable.
Let's give it to Winna.
Yeah, Winna. And now
Winna.
she's even more pretty.
I could rock it, sure.
Yeah.
Can it be shared if it can change size for the because what would a glass armor do if I put on the chalice and started glowing?
Oh, fair.
Like, would it would it like refract my light? Would it, it'd be one of those things where like maybe we can like as needed basis. It seems weird that we would trade it because I imagine I am 3 to 4 times the weight easily of Winna. So
we just need a big chandelier that you can wear. Like there's a bunch of fucking sun catchers or something.
Yeah, at least like mirrors on my gloves or something so I can blind opponents if I.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Disco balls. But if it's stained glass, it's not going to improve your light. It's just going to make it different colors.
It would be lovely, but no, yeah. I think I agree, Winna.
Awesome. But you know what? I'm also I want to find out what the priestess back at the Dragon Church was going to give us because she promises something better than Rift's sweaty armpit pearls. So I want to find out what it is. I assume you excrete them from your armpit. I've just been imagining that. Okay.
I just eat a lot of oysters. No, when Sam gets uncomfortable places,
you sweat pearls. Yeah, exactly.
It's moist, and I cover it with layers of calcium.
You just exude knacker. It's just.
So wait, what did we have to do for the priestess to reward us?
Then we just have to clear the thing.
Yeah, what you have.
Factory cleared. Let's go get our rewards. I feel like.
Okay, so did we barricade the door, and if so, how?
It's a great question.
Can we find something? Well, we need to.
There's a bunch of boxes and crates
Is there any way we can put a permanent illusion on it, maybe? Also, I was not kidding about the orc bathroom idea. Maybe we need to put troll bathroom. I don't know. I'll go as gross as you want to. Ooh, cool.
I put the stats for the glass sword.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, I think Duratan might have an idea of just hiding it, right? Just piling a bunch of boxes and coal and stuff in front of it and just pretending it's not there.
We can do that.
Just sweep the door under the rug. Sure. I feel like
Don't get open inside.
what if they reopen the factory to use it as a factory, which I assume was kind of the point, and then they go down to the basement and they're like, "What's all this shit doing in the hallway?" Like I think it needs something a little more subtle than just piling boxes in front of it.
I
Because
think that's where the dragon priestess comes in.
Is there like a
So we
spell
wanna-
that we can cast that makes it disappear so you can't even see it?
I can only do small illusions. I'm not that powerful yet.
Yeah, and I don't have any spells.
I think we should. I agree that we should go talk to the dragon priestess and see what. I mean, let's go be. I mean, we have to choose to trust her, right? So we got to go be upfront about the fact that they have a doorway to hell in the factory somehow, and that's something.
So should we put a few things in front of it for now? Because it is an abandoned glassworks. But I feel strange walking away from it to go see the priestess without doing anything to prevent it opening.
Instead of troll bathroom, what if we put HR? No one wants to go to HR. And they put HR in the basement.
Oh my god.
All right, so
I have the cheapest
you
solution.
come up with your most creative sign. You put your most creative sign in front of it. The rest of us will pile some boxes and stuff in front of it, and then we can go back to the priestess.
Taking the paintings on our way out.
Yeah, we do have looters' rights.
So we're taking the paintings.
All right.
So what sign do you choose to put on the door? I feel like we should record this for posterity.
Oh, I'm not really putting a sign on the door if we're going to pile stuff in front of it, because then it just looks like we're boxing HR in. Let's put boiler.
Okay. So we are just putting a few boxes, grabbing some paintings, and heading back to the Dragon Church.
Dragon Church, also very awesome heavy metal band name. Dragon Church! I mean, I guess that's pretty much common throughout this game.
Yes, lots of good band names.
Yes.
So
no, it was Dragon Right? Dragon Right?
The Church of Dragon Right, yes.
Okay, that's the name. Yep. Church of Dragon Right.
So you do manage to get back to town without any problem. What's curious, actually, everybody give me a perception roll. Oh, Kalhiri, on your way back to town, you notice that the Perryton is perched on the tallest tree and is.
Uh-oh.
That's not good.
The what?
The Perryton.
That crazy
Oh.
thing.
Yeah,
You wanted to see it, Wolfpack.
I did, and let's say that Wolfpack is smitten. I mean, gonna hide behind something, but he's if it were me, I'd have my binoculars out, and he's like quite enraptured by this what he perceives as a extremely majestic animal.
It is pretty majestic.
That said, I think we really need to be careful here. So these things have a tendency to pick out a prey animal and then follow it to death, like again, like with like everything it has. And they're also is it that they're it I think they only basically only take damage from magic. They will, if I'm remembering my lore correctly,
They
it's
only
not
take
that
damage from magic, so they can't like if you stab it with a regular.
won't work. But I don't think that's the way we should go. These things are incredibly strong. What what season is it?
It's fall.
Okay, good. Phew. So not mating season. That's good. Well, for a mating season, it would come after one of us and try to eat one of its hearts, which is the only thing that puts it in heat. But so now it's probably just hunting for food. So the main thing that's important is that we stick together.
Don't split the party.
Don't split the party, but definitely don't split the party because we don't need it picking a target. Once it picks a target, it will just continue to hunt that target, like for sport.
I'm glad that we just clad our little winner in some armor. That's good.
I agree. It will also carry the fuck away, like Winna or me. No, not a problem. This thing is much bigger than it looks from down here.
You'd lose the armor that way.
Yeah.
So
Flying off the glass armor. So it flies off the winner.
the other thing that happens, and by the way, I posted the stats for the items, the glass sword and the stained glass armor.
I got them.
So if you want to copy those, you can, for those to whom it applies. But as you're making your way past, presuming you don't do anything about the Perryton, which it sounds like you don't, which is good, you make your way over towards the town, and you notice that there is an unusual fire up at Thistletop. Something doesn't seem right over there. But I will let you choose. Do you want to go check out what's going on at Thistletop or go to the Dragon Right Church?
So we're bypassing the Perryton. It's not going to stalk us because we're all together?
It's just watching you, but it doesn't seem like it's like actually going to follow you. The sense that you get isn't like, oh, this thing's hunting me. It's that this thing is thinking. Mm-hmm. This thing is intelligent. And it is thinking something while it's looking at me. At us.
And we notice a weird fire at Thistletop.
Correct.
What do you think, guys?
I'm worried for our giant friend. Also, Winna, while we're here, sorry, Winna, will you take a really good look at the Perryton because you may need to like someday when you have a little more power, shape shift into one. Just saying. Okay. Just.
I'll do that as well because I also have these changed. So our rewards are in town through the Dragon Priestess and also Myrtle Fountain Lady.
Mildred,
thank you. Who also charged us to clear the glass factory. So we stand to receive rewards from both of them. We've got a lot of loot to sell. We also
have to
need
bring our weapons back.
and bring Candelabra back, but also bring stuff back to the giant. So,
well, we don't know that the fire is anything. I mean, Thistletop was what? Sorry, what's the giant's name again? I can never remember his name.
Ronaki.
Ronaki, thank you. Was Ronaki the only denizen of Thistletop? I got the sense it was kind of an abandoned town except for him.
Yeah, he's among the ruins.
Right. So I mean, my inclination would be to be worried about him because the only person that fire could affect is him, and that that means that like it'd be hard to ignore.
The set sprite also went off that way. like the first
Yeah.
one that you let go.
Right. We definitely need to. I mean, Dragonright Church would be closer. But this might be an emergency. So, what do you think, guys? I mean, I'm tempted to go back and like complete the mission and be like, yes, we cleared the factory, we sent the demons back. Like, please give us a reward, and also, can you put these paintings on eBay? But like,
I mean, we aren't actually like carrying paintings. We have to put them somewhere.
We have to put them somewhere. But
Then we go.
And I don't think we can run. We can't run back to Thistletop fast enough to save anybody, right?
I mean, he is our friend, and he has done right by us.
Mm-hmm.
Is Thistletop on the way?
It's difficult to kind of gauge that, but like if I was going to, I'm just going to open up a new map to kind of show you.
We could always put paintings in Duratan's Void.
Yeah. I mean, we can like hang on to the stuff, check out Ronaki, and then go to town. I mean, I feel a loyalty to Ronaki and feel like we should not let him burn. But I mean, he's also thing, so he is probably okay. I don't know.
It's votes for check out our friendship. So let's shove these paintings void and go check on Renaki real quick.
We should be shoving the stuff up Duratan's Void at every opportunity. Duratan's Void is just.
Well, I have to take a long rest after before I can go back in.
I bet Durden get from all the adventure parties.
Yep. Glassworks Thistletop, not spelled how I expected, and it's actually closer than. Okay, Thistletop's closer than Sandpoint anyway. We definitely go to Thistletop first.
Okay.
And this isn't a perfect representation because, of course, that wouldn't make sense. This is kind of like an isosceles triangle, so it wouldn't be. But you get the idea.
Your hypotenuse is all wrong, but yes.
So, Ish, I care about. Have I been spelling Thistletop wrong the whole time? Is it not thistle like a thistle?
Let me double check because I was just writing it to write it, and I can't. I'm going to write it in the chat the way it's actually spelled. Thistletop.
That does have the T. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So we put the paintings in the void. Go to Thistletop. Yes.
And the coins.
And the coins.
Oh shoot.
And head to Thistletop. Okay.
Thistletop, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Thistletop.
Oh my God.
Fantasy. To go to Thistletop, it's that same familiar place that you met Ronak, at which you saw Ronaki, and that's kind of his home. The suspension bridge that led kind of from where you were to his kind of like your island type dealie has been burnt down. You think that was the source of the smoke, like the kind of pegs on either side of the suspension bridge on that are still kind of smoldering. And you notice that there is all kinds of commotion coming from his forge area, the complex buildings that made up the forge. And there seems to be some revelry. As a matter of fact, give me one moment while I figure this out.
Revelry, like a party?
Yes. Would be correct. And sorry, I'm looking.
I'm pretty inclined to do another one of my famous cliff dives and cliff climbs and go check this out and leave you guys to figure out a way across.
I feel like you're always just waiting for it to do a cliff dive.
I mean,
Riff/Nora.
I just want to huck myself up something pretty tall. But
just
I
like
also grab your guys' silverware.
Are you gonna get fish?
they're giant silverware. You can't carry those.
I'm pretty strong.
But the hammer, the
I could
spoon
just
that
go
I
in
put
my
the
ring
fork-
and you throw the ring across.
Or just carry the ring.
Oh, that's awesome.
Or you carry the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, get his void wet. Sorry.
That's great. Oh, all right. No, but I love that idea. So
There's no good way to get around this other than the bridge, it seems like, from what we can see.
I mean, the bridge was the easiest way across. If you wanted to try and figure out how to get across another way, it's not impossible. It's just difficult.
Okay.
And you can go in the ring too, right?
Yeah, I go in the ring.
So why don't we just send Rift and Duratan across? Rift will carry Duratan. This seems like a good use of the ring.
Don't split the party.
you guys can catch up. All right.
We'll rest.
Finzor can do a quick survival check. See, there's a path out of down the cliff. Something you can use to get across the water, stuff like that. I can do a survival check for you guys, maybe.
And Finzer, sorry, I might have missed something. What in the survival check for?
You said that the bridge was the easiest way across, but
Yeah.
the only way. So Tracker could survey the landscape, see what passable terrain they could use, what...
I will say that if you have the sufficient tools and ability, you could probably fell a tree and bring it over and get it across the breach. More or less. There's trees here that are about 15 feet tall or more. If you can get it across, you might be able to use it as like a temporary... It's not comfortable, but it gets the job done.
Is Wolfpack gonna cry if we cut down?
Yes. But I'm more about the animals. Don't worry about it. I'm okay with the tree. Metaphorical trees are,
50 feet of rope.
Oh.
Rope could work too.
For what? You're gonna make a bridge out of it?
Tight rope because I can haul that rope across and back up. Then if it's only a 15-foot gap, that's...
Yeah.
I mean,
Mary, from all of her rooftop stuff as a urchin when she was growing up, can absolutely swim across the rope, not a problem, and could probably take Winna.
So we throw the rope across and then have it like this so that I can on this and then hold on to the top. Because I'm not going to be very nimble, but I could probably do it if I'm like holding on to a thing and making my way across.
Do I have... That'd be great.
You could probably set up something like that.
With 3 feet, we could double it back. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, I've also got rope too. We got plenty of rope. We're filthy with rope. So Charlie Bronson's always got rope. So we can definitely grab 2 lines that I can carry at the same time, make a little scooch bridge.
Scooch bridge it is.
Scooch bridge it up. Do we need to roll to get across it safe?
It's under beneath you. You'll be fine.
No, I would say that it's relatively it would be silly for me to have you do that. Like, you guys have gone through a significant planning to get across, so it's not like, what would it add to have you? Oh, you fell, and now you got to spend more time to get across. You all get across with your brilliant planning, just in time to see this large creature come out of the forge area. It is probably taller than Ronaki was, and has this kind of almost bestial face and these big loping arms that are holding on to this hunk of metal that is basically just kind of an unformed club of metal. And it smiles at you with this like master bite and says, "Ah, I was wondering when the food would get here." And that's where we're going to stop.
Oh, I was going to offer him a
boy.
fish.
That's your other answer to everything.
And he says, I was wondering when the food would get here. That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a troll?
This is a troll. Yes.
Oh, yay.
And he's, I don't want to spoil too much, but he's not going to be in the mood.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting out of this one with riddles.
All right. Troll fight next week, y'all.
Troll fight. Awesome.
I have been training for this since I got on Facebook.
And I want to show you kind of like this. These trolls are than like D&D trolls.
Oh, wow.
They're really like, they're like, you know, big, huge, giant, like this dude's like 15 foot tall. And they're these big, like gianty, dangerous, like, you know, atavistic throwback, like just balls of anger and violence.
I wonder what trolls are vulnerable to.
Well, and I'll warn you that they're not like D&D trolls, so it's.
We're playing D&D. How can it not be a D&D troll?
Because we're playing in the world of Nimrod, which is not a D&D world.
Really?
Called Latium World, which is, it's really silly. I've never liked that name, but that's what it's called.
Yeah, you remember in the beginning, Ish was kind of, so Ish sort of homebrewed this amalgamation.
It's a Frankenstein of like a setting with a rule system mixed with like it's this weird like amalgamate of things. But yeah, there's things here that don't work the same. Like there's no chromatic dragons, so you can't expect to run into like the same kind of dragon hierarchy that you would otherwise. The giants are different. There's no like storm giants or cloud giant. It's this whole thing. It's all very weird and intrinsic and whatever. But you'll learn as I kind of walk you through it.
Okay.
Wow, it's different. Never played the regular kind.
There you go.
Is there,
It'll be all that
you didn't get to smash anything with a hammer?
That is my main function.
Well, I'm betting you can bash some troll shit.
Mm-hmm. Yep, next week, your time to shine. And
absolutely.
I'll just be here like trying to riddle to death. Like,
Riddle me this.
give me this.
Awesome.
Well, cool. So there we go. Next week you will find out what is going on at Thistletop and why it will be important, and so on. And you will very, very likely be fighting a troll who is not going to hold back, and it'll be fun. But there we go. Any questions as we kind of wrap up?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, there we are. And I'm just going to go ahead and move us back to the big. And there's all kinds of really interesting things that are about to happen that I won't reveal to you, but it's all very fun and interesting and exciting. But just stay tuned next week as so much more gets revealed and some very interesting developments happen. But there you go, and there we are. I'm going to give you a little more time to breathe in level 2 before I give you level 3, but very likely after you beat this troll, you'll be level 3, and we'll kind of go from there. And it should all be good. But yes, and then any scheduling conflicts next week, I think everything should be good on my end.
We're good.
Good.
Right. Excellent. Go ahead and end the stream. And as always, thank you for everybody who watched. Thank you, Kristen, if you're still watching. He has been our one viewer. We were up to 3 at one point. That was exciting.
Well, thank you.
But yes, absolutely. And I am ending the stream now. And join me on Thursday for more video game shenanigans. Last Thursday, I did an 11-hour stream of a really dumb Super Nintendo game, and come watch what I do next time. But okay, stream over. See y'all.